On New Year's Day, a tragic fire destroyed an apartment building in the flat section of the city of Holyoke, taking 3 lives and displacing many residents. Jacqueline Glasheen, principal of the Kelly School, opened the school to offer refuge to those displaced by the devastating fire. She sat down with Carolee McGrath to talk about the events of that day and the resultant outpouring of community support that has come in the days that have followed.
My cell phone was blowing up, and I was like, well, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. Who's calling me? Or maybe it was around 9. There were several feeds on Facebook about this fire on Northeast Street, and people were tagging me saying, there's a fire by your school. So I looked at it, and then I, kind of wandered around a little bit, and I talked to my husband, and then I looked at it again, and it was like somebody had posted feed of the actual fire, and it was like raging. I said, we have to go. I'm going to go down. And he is a Holyoke police officer, and he said, you're crazy. I'm sure they're fine. What are you going to do? And I said, I don't know, but it's my family's. Those are my kids. I just want to make sure everybody's okay. So he did come with me, and we went down to the fire, and all my families were standing in the street, and it was freezing, and some didn't have shoes, and there were many people I did not know in that building. And another parent from my building was there, another community member, and I just said, let's just open the school. Like, at least we can get warm. I could put some coffee on, and we'll just figure it out from there. The Red Cross wasn't there yet. They had been called. They're a volunteer organization, so it takes a little while for them to get there. And we were there so early, so we walked. It's a block away. We walked over to the school. I opened the school. So in the beginning, it was myself, my husband, about 20 victims of the fire, my school committee and parent friend, Mildred Lefebvre, and another parent and friend, Denise Rodriguez, who has children at my school. They do not live in the building, but she was concerned as well. Right. So we kind of got in the cafeteria, and then we all looked at each other like, now what? I called my daughter. She brought some coffee and donuts. We started to make a list because instantly the police department wanted to know who was with us at Kelly, and then friends and family started to come, like, have you seen? I'm looking
so
for.
Were like sort of a staging
so we were
point.
kind of like a staging point, exactly. So we started to have people sign in when they came in, visitors and people who lived in the building. And it was the only word I can say is amazing. So as I'm standing there, not really sure what to do, people started coming, and the police department sent reinforcements, and the Holyoke Fire Department continually would check in on us to make sure that the victims were okay. We had an ambulance come and stay there just in case anybody got sick.
And now these are kids that were in that building. Most of them attend your school?
Correct. So there were, I think in total there were maybe 9 or 10 kids affected within the Holyoke Public Schools. I personally at Kelly School had 3 families that lived there. But, as the days wore on, I had a first grader who was staying with his grandmother who lives in that apartment. And I had another student who was staying with his dad because his parents are separated in that apartment. So we started to find out that more and more kids were affected, although maybe their their home didn't burn. They were staying with somebody, right, and they were affected by the fire. But, by 11 o'clock, the Red Cross was at the school. It was mobbed. Donations were pouring in.
I want to talk about the donations because when we went in there, it was like a store that was set up. You had jeans by size, you had shirts, you had mattresses. Yeah. How did that come about? Did you put something out on Facebook, or did people just start showing up with things?
So social media is amazing. So it started with Kelly being the warming center. And then neighbors, parents from my school started coming in with, I had these coats, I brought them in case anybody was cold. And I had this, so I brought this. So we had a table in the cafeteria, and then it was overflowing. And then I had a retired teaching couple, the Kavanaughs, John and Louise. They came down. They were not affected by the fire, but John had worked at Kelly, and he said, what can we do? And I was like, God, we're getting all these donations. Why don't you guys move these donations? We'll set up some tables in the gym, and then people can go and get things as they need in the gym. And that was the beginning. And so as things came in, more and more volunteers came, and they sorted. So you, if you were a victim of the fire, could come in and say, I'm a size 8, I'm a woman, and you could go to that area and get some clothes. Or there was an area for blankets, an area for toiletries, an area for dog food. We had several pets at the school, a couple dogs, cats. So it just evolved into kind of like this little mini mall in my gym. And then, towards the end of the day, it's super scary. The fire victims were pretty much all in shock that first day. So we closed, and then we opened the second day, and Fernandez Family Restaurant in Holyoke provided lunch for over 100 people, fire victims and their friends and families. And then they started to say, like, I didn't even look yesterday, but I have an 8-year-old, a 2-year-old, and myself. So we started asking volunteers to shop. So my kids were there, and I said to my daughter, okay, so this is Allison, and she is pregnant. She's having a girl, and she has an 8-year-old, and she, before she was pregnant, was a size 8. Can you shop for her? And so they would. So they would go and pick out the best stuff. A lot of stuff came in new and organized. So then we started to make areas for each family. And we still have 2 families with areas, if you will, in my school where we said, don't worry if you're not in your apartment yet, for whatever reason.
So you're holding on to those
We're
items.
holding on to it until they can get it. And so, as you said, mattresses came in, and furniture, and household items, and for that woman, Allison, who's having a new baby, the carriage, the stroller, the crib, the bouncy seat. So we have all of that ready for her when she's ready to move in. Yeah.
Tell me about how you dealt with kids, because obviously it's a very traumatic event, even for the kids who were not directly connected to the fire, but who would have seen it. How did you deal with that at school?
So we had been in contact with my specific kids and families at Kelly on Sunday and Monday. One of them came to school on Tuesday. So we ensured, I connected with my school counseling staff prior to the opening of school on Tuesday. I connected with our receiver, Dr. Shrike, and said, I want to open Tuesday as normal as possible. Don't send me droves of counseling strangers, if you will, people that mean well, to be in my building Tuesday morning. Let's open, let's identify the kids. We have a morning meeting and an advisory every morning at Kelly School where the teacher, 6 to 8 is small group advisories, and then K to 5 is larger group morning meetings. But we ask that the fire be the topic and talk a lot about what people might have seen, what people might have heard, clarifying what the truth was, because rumors can run rampant as well. And then teachers identify, who are you noticing that is telling you they were there, they were in the apartment, or maybe they saw. And so then we began to identify that smaller group of kids that were immediately affected. And our counselors met with them immediately that day, one-on-one, to touch base and see what further services were needed. And so we've been kind of doing that. River Valley Counseling does counseling through my school, and they have fast-tracked, if you will, all of the victims of the fire and their family members who are looking for counseling regarding that.
So one last question for you. Your reaction to the overwhelming response, what can you say about your city?
Oh my gosh! Like I could cry now. It was overwhelming. It was overwhelming. The families were overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed at one point. So then there was so much stuff. So you saw our gym, and there were clothes for days, if you will. But we were saying, there's no beds. We don't have any bedding. We don't have mattresses. Within an hour, an 18-wheeler tow truck with a flatbed came with 30 mattresses, brand new. So there were these 3 young guys that said, we want to help. They saw on social media they needed mattresses. They bought 30 mattresses, and we just loaded them in my school hallway, and families were able to go, yep, I need a queen, I need a king, I need 2 twins, put their names on it. And then volunteers at the building lined up trucks all the way down the side of my building, and they just waited. So when a family was ready to move their things, they delivered everything. So we had these total strangers come and say, I'm waiting. And I would sometimes feel bad and say, well, I don't have a family ready to move yet. They're still getting that's all right, I'll wait. And they just waited. And then as soon as families were ready, we'd load up the trucks and they would deliver them to the apartments or wherever they were going. So it was just amazing. It was amazing.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and sharing that backstory that a lot of people wouldn't know about,
Yeah.
and just to see how people pulled together under very difficult
Yeah.
circumstances.
Was
And of
great.
course, you leading the way on that. Jackie, thank you
thanks.
so much for being here.
Thanks.